Well, good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon. How are you today? Hopefully, you're having a good bit of the start of fall here in Canada, and uh, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Dune and Friends. My name is Dune Win, and today we are going to have a special treat from the city of Calgary, all the way about 3 hours away from where I am here in Sherwood Park. And but we're both Albertans, and we're going to talk about fitness, and we're going to talk about wellness, and we're going to talk about mindset and all the good stuff that we need to help us through this difficult time here of COVID and all. So we have a wonderful guest, Robin O'Grady, joining us. Robin, can you still hear me in the green room, my friend? Wonderful. So let me do a quick introduction of Robin's background, so that we can appreciate who it is that we're hearing from here for an hour and a bit. And feel free, by the way, to comment along the way. Feel free to join us in the conversation. The more, the merrier. So let's get this thing rolling here. Robin O'Grady, professional speaker, mindset coach, and fitness professional. Now, as an experienced fitness professional, speaker, and mindset coach, Robin is dedicated to delivering strategies and tools that make wellness achievable for everyone. She is passionate and committed to this ideal as she walks the talk every day, not only coaching her clients, but also showing them it can be done. Robin is a regular presenter and educator at facilities and conferences internationally, and is proud to be a certified mindset coach, master trainer for Lebert Fitness, and assistant trainer for the AFLCA. Now, in addition to owning O'Grady Consulting as director of operations and at the Big Sky Fitness, Robin is a group fitness instructor, dance instructor, and martial artist. With her contagious energy and positive outlook, Robin's sessions are always uplifting and inspiring. Her offerings include live presentation, corporate programs, one-on-one coaching, group sessions, as well as team programs. So friends, with that wonderful and brief introduction, please help me in welcoming our guest today, Robin O'Grady. How are you doing today, my friend?
Hello, everybody. I am doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me, Dune.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you again for taking the time. I know you have a busy schedule with all the things you're doing. I love that background of what looks like trees in the forest. Tell us a bit about that
Thank
photo in the
you.
background. Love it.
Well, I'm at my work right now at Big Sky Fitness,
Mhm.
and one of the things that we really promote here is wellness and fitness inside the gym, but also outside in the world. So we have all sorts of imagery at the gym that represents mostly Alberta, actually, because we do have beautiful scenery here in Alberta. So that's just a big wall picture that you're seeing behind me. So I'm not actually in the mountains right now.
Oh, well, that's very inspiring. And, it's. Tell us a bit more about your background. I want an expanded introduction. Tell us about what got you here today, with all the things that you've done, and share any kind of personal kind of tidbits as well. But catch us up on who we're listening to today for an hour and a bit, Robin.
Sure. Well, it's like with everybody, it's a long story. But I got into fitness because I was looking for a job initially that could be flexible for my family. I was going to have children, and I wanted something that I could still volunteer at the school and do all those mom things while I was working. And I got into teaching classes, because I was a class lover myself. So someone who attended classes and really enjoyed doing those classes personally. So I went and got my, and then it sort of grew from there. I got into a company that I really loved, and had a mentor that I really loved, and so I became, it started as assistant manager, and then it just sort of worked my way up the track. I started presenting with her as well, and mostly internally with the instructors that we had on our team. But then I started presenting at conferences, and it just grew and grew and grew and grew. And then as your kids get older, they become a little bit more independent. So you have a little more time than you did before, sort of. And so I took advantage of some of that as well. And now I'm at Big Sky Fitness as the director of operations, and I love this company and I love these facilities. And the biggest part of my passion, though, is bringing fitness and wellness to people who don't even know that they need it yet. People that have maybe never even stepped foot into a gym before. When I'm at the gym, I'm sort of preaching to the choir. And when I'm presenting to instructors or presenting to other professionals in my field, they already know that wellness and fitness and nutrition, they know that all of that is good for them already. So really, my bigger intention is to bring that out into the world. So I'm always looking for ways that I can expand my reach, which is a big reason why I do a lot of trainings. I bring in a lot of apprentices. I teach a lot of new instructors, because then I feel that if I can get more people spreading the same message, then my reach becomes bigger as well.
Wonderful. So again, it's a sort of a evolution of different opportunities and career paths, but it sounds like you have found a great place in your career where you have that flexibility and doing your work that you're passionate about, and combining not only fitness, but also the training and speaking, which you're also passionate about. Yeah,
I do. I love it a lot. Yeah. It's great.
So just a quick admin thing. Do you have a light source in the room there that you could, right in front of you, that you could point down, or no? No, that's just light in the room.
It's a window. Okay. I could maybe move.
No worries. No, you were fine. Look at that. I want to see, what is that in the background with the arms stretching there? That's very cool.
Okay, I'm going to shift so you can see.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So that's part of the picture, is she's looking at all of that.
Well, that's awesome.
There we go.
That's awesome.
There we go.
That's awesome. Inspired. So we're going to start from the present, and we're going to kind of go back in history as we have further on the conversation here. But present day, what's your schedule look like in terms of, has it got busier with COVID for clients? Has it got, tell us a bit about how COVID has impacted you and your industry and your clients and the scene in which you operate.
Okay. COVID was a very big hit for my industry. As with, I think, most industries, actually. So we closed the gyms on March 16th, which was the date most businesses had their closure. And at that time, we laid off our entire team. And we were able to very quickly, within 2 days, set up a filming studio in one of the facilities and get to work filming content for all of our members and the public. So we didn't limit the content that we filmed just to the membership. We put it out. You could go there today to the Big Sky Fitness website and see all the videos that we made. So very, very quickly. And so that was very exciting to get something out there so that people could still be active at home. That was very, very crucial, very important to me as a fitness professional, to make sure that this wasn't sort of derailing people who were well in their journey of fitness and wellness. We also took the opportunity to renovate one of our facilities. And so I was actually extremely busy over COVID. So while most people were sitting at home, I was in a club painting and tearing down walls and doing all sorts of construction work, which is completely outside of my field or abilities, even although now I'm an expert, of course. No, I haven't put my 2,000 hours in yet, but
when you
really fun.
When you're a leader in what I call extraordinary time, you got to roll up your sleeve and do what's necessary, right?
Exactly. Get your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
We reopened our one facility on June 29th, which was the Monday after the announcement came out that we could. We had worked very hard as a senior team to be sure that we were ready to open. We had anticipated what AHS was going to be asking. So we were about 98% of the way there. There was only a couple things on their list that we hadn't done yet. So we got that done quickly. And then our second facility opened on July 6th.
Wow.
Since we reopened, we have been quite busy, and it's been wonderful to see all of our members. One of the members came back into the club and said it felt like the first day of school, and she was so excited to see her friends again and to be in the facility. But obviously, it's changed how instructors are working. It has changed how on our cleanliness before, but it has shifted and changed what that looks like now. And I don't think that's ever going to change again. And I don't think it should. So I think that's amazing that we get the opportunity to be better and do better. Time to look at this as an opportunity, not a negative. We took the time to make sure that we were taking advantage of the situation as much as we can so that our members were happy.
Yeah.
Jumped online. And I think that at-home fitness has always been a thing. I can remember when I was a child doing Charlene Prickett in the living room with my mom and Jane Fonda in the living room with my mom. So getting the opportunity to do fitness at home is not new. But I think that people will still come back to, bricks and mortar. People will come back to the gym because that sort of accountability of getting out of the house and going somewhere to actually do it is really important for some people.
Yeah. Did I get the right website there, my friend?
Yeah, that's Big Sky's website. You bet. If you go tab, then you'll see all the videos that we have posted there too.
Yeah, you bet. So, I do want to highlight your comment that you said earlier about just now about the, well, a couple actually. One is you as a senior team there at Big Sky Fitness was really proactive and preemptive about the work that you do, the hard work that you do, knowing that it will open and again, trying to anticipate what would the requirements be and meeting those so that when the announcement comes out, you're not like, okay, what do we do now? You were working hard, way ahead of the announcement because it would be coming, right?
Right. Yeah.
So then the other thing I was going to highlight is you're right in saying that, that there's always been opportunity to work at home, to work out at home and do fitness at home. But there's something, some people really need that or want to be in that environment where they're able to be in a gym and whatnot. It's really the same as you can listen to a piece of music at home on your stereo and it sounds pretty good, or you can be at a concert. It's a very different thing to be at a live concert versus listening to your CD or MP3 on your good sounding stereo, right? It's just a different
absolutely thing. Even sports, right? Like they're nice to watch on TV, but there's nothing beats the live experience.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that. You said there were some videos on here that people can go and watch.
Yeah, on the very top you can see the About Us, and right beside that is the BSF TV. So our BSF TV, if you scroll down a little, you'll see that there's over 70 videos. So anybody can go and do these videos anytime, and we have many of our amazing instructors. You'll see me on there multiple times. Many of our amazing instructors have video content up there for you. So there is really something for everyone.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. So if I can recap and maybe launch from there, you've been very busy, ever since COVID hit and whatnot, and obviously busy in a different way now that you opened since, I heard, what is it, early July you opened? So it's been, I guess, 2.5 months already, right?
Yeah, it's going fast.
Isn't it? Like, I mean, I look back and we've already been in this COVID thing for 6 months already now.
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. So what are some observations or sentiment around the attitude around fitness during COVID time? Has it changed? Has it stayed the same? obviously the protocols are different, but have
Yeah.
people's mindset and kind of perspective changed at all?
That's a really great question, Dune. I think that those that were already there, the people that were already on their journey,
Hmm.
um, I think that their mindset has not shifted that much. They understood before the importance of wellness and fitness. I think the challenge for my industry right now is that there is a lot of fear around getting sick. And so that could be difficult in the way that people are unsure of what to do, and in a space of fear, people tend to become internal, and sometimes avoid, and so those behaviors are not positive in actually becoming more healthy and becoming more well, versus coming inside and cleaning more and those sorts of things, versus instead of taking care of their nutrition and their body, realizing that that part of things is maybe the most important thing that you could be doing right now. The other thing about being fearful going out into the public, which is very, very pervasive right now, is that you're not necessarily getting that accountability that would have been important for you to do those things that you need to do. Even people I know who are fitness people already, instructors, people who work in the industry, found themselves sitting at home for 3 months and doing nothing.
Hmm.
That's not good for anybody.
Yeah, not good for
And
the mind or the body, or frankly for the
yeah,
spirit and
exactly.
soul, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time chatting with people about just go for a walk, get on your coat and just get some fresh air. My kids, I have two teenagers, and they were, home, and we work, my husband and I were working very full time during the shutdown. And so, I have many conversations with them about at least once a day, just go outside, like get
Mhm.
on your bike, take a walk. I don't even, I tease them all the time because they go for a walk, but then they come back with a Slurpee, and I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of
Mm.
the walk as far as fitness is concerned. But at least they're outside. So, I'm grateful that we live in a place where we can do that at the very least. At the very least.
Yeah, I was listening to Dr. Hinshaw just I think it was yesterday, and again she reminded or reiterated the importance of the outdoors and how important that is. We know, in fact, a lot of my friends are musicians, and there's been a lot of outdoor concerts where
Yeah.
I shouldn't say concert, but outdoor kind of kind of music performances where it's. People are socially distanced and in the parking lot or whatever have you, and that's been deemed to be safer than
Right.
indoors. In fact, it's only recently that music has been allowed to be indoors in terms of singing and live music.
Yeah,
And so
that's
based
right.
on that, is definitely we need to be outdoors a little bit more than we are these days.
Yeah, and in Calgary, I guess we just have to sort of hope for, and Edmonton or Sherwood Park as well. We just have to hope for a nice winter,
Yeah.
and because some people love the outdoors in the wintertime, but not everybody does. So, and then find places that are safe for you.
Yeah.
So some people have chosen our community as one of the very limited places that they will choose to go. But you have to make decisions that are right for you right at this time. Everybody has to make a decision that's the right thing for them individually. My
Yeah.
oldest son is a musician, and that was one of the hardest things for him while this was happening, was not being able to play, with his group. So his school is holding their music, and he's with the Mount Royal Academy and the Calgary Youth Orchestra, and
Hmm.
they are both going to be running their programs this year in a different way, but at least they get together and they get to play. So that's going to be awesome. And then hopefully we'll have some concerts. You talked about concerts. I'm used to going to many, many concerts in a year, so
Yeah.
hopefully at some point we get to do that again.
You bet, you bet. So again, tell us a little bit about your. So you do not only fitness, obviously as a director of big is it Big Sky? Big
This
Sky
guy, yeah.
Fitness. That takes a lot of your time and whatnot. But I know we know each other through CAPS, the Canadian
Yeah.
Association of Professional Speakers, and you're a great speaker, my friend, and very energetic and very inspiring. Tell us a little bit about that speaking journey, how you discovered it, how you evolved from that. Give us some insight
Oh,
into that. Yeah.
I love speaking. I know a lot of people they're fearful about getting on a stage and talking in public. That was never the case for me. I never had a problem with that. As I said, I started internally. So I was with Spa Lady for 15 years before I was with Big Sky Fitness.
Mhm.
And my mentor there got me presenting just to our team. So I began in that way, which was very lovely because I got the opportunity to sort of break the ice and not be afraid, because it was all people that I loved and loved me already.
Mhm.
So that's a great way to start if it's a possibility. And there's a lot of local conferences for fitness. So the first time that I presented at a conference was actually by accident.
Hmm.
And the current presenter that was teaching, he was doing a step class, which is on those benches. And he had an injury during the class, but he didn't want to stop the class. And so he asked if anyone would be willing to do the choreography for him while he talked. And I jumped on that stage as fast as I could because I had been wanting to present at this conference anyway. So I finished out the session for him while he just cued and I just did the work. And then I've been presenting at that particular conference every year since then. So
Mhm.
that's wonderful. But I've had the opportunity. Last year I got to present in Blackpool in the UK at a fitness conference there. So I've presented all over Canada, all over the US, and then now as well internationally in Blackpool. So the fitness presenting has been a real journey, and oh, do I ever love it. It is just incredible. The amount of energy that comes, you can imagine hundreds and thousands of fitness professionals in one place at
Oh,
the same
wow.
time. It's a lot of
Yeah.
energy. It's really great. And then again, in really working to extend my reach, I love preaching to the choir, but I really see the need outside of my industry. I see the need for those of us who are in the industry to come out of our little hole. Like you said, I'm very busy at Big Sky. It's very easy to get wrapped up in the club that you're at. So I really started to go out and do lunch and learns with businesses. I started to go out and do talks at other conferences that were not related to fitness, but
Mhm.
to talk about mindset and how wellness, fitness, nutrition, all of those things have to come together, mind, body, and soul. So if we can get those three elements together, if people can understand the actual biological result of just moving every day. It doesn't matter to me if people go to a gym, and I shouldn't say that because I work for a gym, but I want people really to just take care of themselves and to recognize that in doing that, their mind becomes more in place, their soul becomes happier, they become a better human inside versus just feeling bad all the time, because there are chemical reactions that are happening. And I did a talk for CAPS not that long ago, and we talked about the hormones that get released with movement and how important they are for you.
I was there. I remember that talk.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're right. So right in saying that, the people who are going to be at the gym are going to be at the gym. And it sounds like you want to be a little bit of a evangelist to kind of reach out to people who wouldn't think about fitness in quite the same way, and who wouldn't really make the investment in their own fitness and their own kind of well-being, and reach out to those people and move the needle there for them, and
Yeah.
kind of convert some of that.
I talk internally in my industry all the time about how we are, we're failing in a way. If
Hmm.
you really look at the percentages, and one of my favorite speakers actually brought up some percentages from Alberta specifically with regards to fitness, people who own a gym membership or people who don't. The percentages are very minute. And
Mm.
even if you are generous and you say, well, not everybody has a gym membership, but they move and they are active every day,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're generous, it's really only going to push that another % or two.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get tricked into feeling like we're doing a great job because we do see people working out and coming into our facilities every day. What we have to remember is that it's the same people. It's the
Mm.
same people coming in every day, and there's a lot of jokes that go around about January at the gym.
Uh-huh.
And I really I have a lot of conversations with the regulars at the gym at that time because they get frustrated because the gym is busier and people are in their space. So I have a lot of conversations about their impact on these newer people that are coming in. The percentage of people is 80% that don't continue after that first 3-month period of joining a gym. 80% of people who join a gym in January do not continue. That is unacceptable to me.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's worse than business failures. When we talk about entrepreneurships and businesses that fail early on and whatnot, wow. I'm curious if you happen to have that number top of mind, a rough estimate of how many people who have gym memberships who are not using it, let's say at all. Are there people who are in that category? I think, when I had it wasn't a gym membership. It was a membership to the whole rec center, the Millennium Place here at Sherwood Park, where I got it for the whole family. The whole family got the whole, like, everything for, whatever. And we just found that we started going for a little bit, but it didn't last. And so eventually we canceled it. But tell us, what's the percentage of people, roughly speaking, who are way underutilizing their membership?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but I would put it at probably about 50% or higher in some cases.
Right.
It really does depend on the facility. A rec center, for example, would be one of those places where it would be on the higher end,
Okay.
because people do exactly what you did. They think, okay, we're going to get the whole family going. We're going to do it. We're totally going to do this. And then it just doesn't happen. Life is busy. Like, I get that. We have an advantage here being a sort of a medium-sized gym. We also have created a culture here of, we want people in here working out. Some of the larger gyms, and some that are not successful because of this strategy of sort of just, we call it churn and burn, get the people in, get the people in, get the people in, but then there's no service afterward. So we've created a follow-up process to try to make sure that people stay and that they're coming. We want you here. We want you in the gym. That's so important to me personally, and to us as a community here at Big Sky. But it's difficult because building a new habit is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Creating a new habit takes intention, it takes desire, and then it takes action. So if you have desire and then you have intention, that's when you walk in and you buy the membership.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that gets you. But that following step of action takes effort and scheduling, and so there really has to be some sort of give to make it happen. But people's lives are so, especially in North America, like, busy has become a badge of honor. When you speak to people and you say, how are you, how many times do they say, I'm so busy? It's like they're so proud to be busy. And so that's another part of things that that would be an entire culture shift. I don't know if I could do that by myself, but I'll
Yeah.
try.
There's a saying that I don't know who said it first, but it says, we got to stop the glorification of busyness.
Yes, we do. We really, really do. I'm on board with stopping that. I vote yes.
Yeah, cool. So let's go back in time a little bit. In fact, let's jump way back when did you start in this fitness thing? And tell us the story about how it started, and share any aspects of that you like. So we're going all the way from the present time into a time machine here, way back to
Way
when you
back.
first
Okay.
got into
Okay.
fitness. And what was that story?
Yeah. When I was a kid, fitness was not something that I thought of as something that was for me or something I would do. I said that I did like Charlene Prickett and Jane Fonda in the living room with my mom. That was about the extent. That's all I knew
Mm-hmm.
about fitness. But I was always exceptionally active kid. I didn't play sports, but I did a lot. I was outside pretty much all the time. And, I was just an active person. I'm a very highly energetic person. I don't know if you guys noticed yet, but I have a lot of energy. And so I was always very busy, 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 busy as a kid, as far as just running and biking and all of those things. When I was in high school, my mom passed away when I was in high school, and we was a single mother. So we were at 17, I was on my own. My sisters went, who were younger than me, and lived with my aunt, and then I was on my own. I finished high school, and then I just went right to work. So I began working straight out of high school, and I worked in the hospitality industry, and I did that for 15 years. That sounded funny. The 15 years at both places I was just talking about. Um, so since I was 14 years old, I worked in hospitality. I was managing when I was 19. I became a duty manager at one of the places that I worked, and then I became the restaurant manager and food and beverage manager. So I sort of worked my way through that as well. But I needed to leave that. When I got married, my husband and I had a long conversation. The hours in hospitality are very long. It's a very taxing job, especially in the management position. So I had said at the time we were thinking about having a family, that I was going to get a real job. So in my mind, that meant a desk job. That meant I was going to sit at a desk all day, and it was going to be amazing. So I went out and I got a job sitting at a desk, and I did that for 2 years, and it was the worst time of my life. I was not happy. I am not a sit down kind of person. And so that's when fitness became a reality for me. So I moved into teaching classes, and then I just sort of, as I said before, I moved up from there. But that's what brought me to fitness, was really just I was attending classes, getting workouts, because I was doing this desk job and I couldn't sit anymore. So I would go at 5 a.m. and I would take a class, and then at lunchtime I would go take another class because I have too much energy to sit all day. So I fell in love with it, and it really just sort of went from there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that story. I'm just displaying some of the photos that we have of you here, and we'll get the specific stories from some of these photos here in just a few minutes here. But thank you for sharing how you got into it. And I want to highlight the fact that it was a sort of an unmet need that you had that got you into fitness. So you were doing this desk job to obviously need to pay the bills and all those kinds of things. And then you just notice that you had this extra unmet need, whether it's the energy, whether it's the fun and excitement that comes from fitness. So you recognize that and you pursued that. And lo and behold, it became your life's work.
That's right. It did.
Yeah.
And my passion. Yeah. How funny is that?
Yeah, yeah. What I love to do is have you on some of these photos. You might have a particular story to share. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feature it like this, and this is a great place to start right here, right here. Tell us which one were you?
I'm the oldest. I'm the tall
Oh, right,
blonde
of
one.
course, yeah, yeah. And so
I think I haven't changed it all, Dune.
this is in Calgary.
That was in Calgary, yes.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
born and raised in Calgary. I know, that's amazing.
Mm.
So yeah, I have two sisters. They are 4 and 6 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I always laugh at this picture because to this day, I much prefer to be barefoot than anything. And every time I look at this picture, I know why.
Well, you know what they say about barefoot, especially on, I don't know, grass in particular, or
Yeah.
it really connects you with all kinds of things. And I grew up in a country where going barefoot was actually quite common, like in
Right.
Vietnam, right back in the 60s and 70s, when going barefoot was quite a common thing. And I'm just reminded how it really connects you. And I do notice that when I do barefoot on grass, let's say at a lake or a camping site, you get feelings that you don't get by wearing shoes. Hey.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? And just coming back to what I do, it's really good for you too. Our feet are too kept
Mm, mm,
most days, and ladies especially wear terrible shoes, and we do awful things to our feet. So
mm,
if you can be barefoot, it's much better for your posture. It's much better for your balance, your proprioception, which is what you're talking about when you feel the grass underneath your feet.
mm,
You feel your balance in nature. All of that is proprioception. So when you're feeling those sorts of things, but it's also the muscles in the feet. A lot of people have to have orthotics, or they have to get insoles in their shoes. That's really because they have really not done enough exercise with their feet. And
mm,
that's where I have found dance and martial arts to be really important to me,
mm.
because most of that I do barefoot as well. So a lot of my training is done barefoot too.
Yeah, I saw an impressive video. We might even pull it up and show it on your Facebook feed one time, not too long ago. I saw you on top of one of those big, gym ball thing, kind of
Oh
rubbery ball, and you were doing hula hoop
yeah,
dance
yeah,
on
we were
top,
just playing
on
around at work.
kneeling on top of the ball. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Tell us about this one.
Oh, those are my dudes.
Cool.
So those are my sons. The older
Hmm.
one with the curly hair, he is 17 now, and then the younger one is 14. Grade 12 and grade 9 this year. And incredible, incredible human beings, those two boys. I'm very, very proud and lucky. And, they're teenagers now, and I just am so proud of them every day. They're just
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, similar age. We have a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old, both at university and college right now. Of course,
Awesome.
they're doing that from home with COVID here, of
Yeah,
course.
I was
But
going to say they must be doing most of it online. A lot of our
yeah,
staff here are university age, and they're doing most things online.
yeah.
So,
So
my
far,
oldest goes to Bishop Carroll here in Calgary, which is a self-directed program.
okay.
So it's actually very lucky that he was in that program. It's already set up for a lot of online learning. So,
Yeah, that's very cool. I'm trying to spot where you are in this photo.
yeah, I'm the far right. You can see the blonde hair.
Oh yes. See, I
Yeah.
should have clued in. Yeah.
Yeah, so for 8 years, I trained with a group for capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial art.
Oh, cool.
And we also did Afro-Brazilian dance. And so this dance is called Afro, the dance that we're doing in this picture. And this picture was actually featured in a multicultural calendar as well, which was really exciting for us.
It's a beautiful photo of many things. The dance, of course, but also the colors and the. I mean, that's very colorful there, and
Yeah.
that dance there. I almost imagine myself in, or I imagine that scene being in either was it Ferris Bueller Day Off, or with a different set of costumes. It could be in Thriller. Just kidding.
That's so funny. I think the one on Ferris Bueller's Day Off was German. Another fun thing about this picture is that my husband took it. So my husband does some photography on the side,
Nice.
and as a hobby, and he used to take pictures of our performances, and he still takes pictures of my Bollywood performances. And this was one of the ones that he took.
Very cool. Love it. So, how high did you get to a level in terms of martial arts? Have you spent a lot of time with it?
Yeah, well, I did it for 8 years, and my
Wow.
kids also trained in martial arts. My oldest actually did it first, and then I
Mm,
joined after him. And in capoeira, the belt system it's not quite. Most people recognize when you talk about martial art belts, they think
yeah,
about karate, black
yeah.
belt. That's what people think about. So in capoeira, there are about 17 belts, but most capoeiristas don't get their highest belts until they've been training for sometimes a lifetime.
Mm,
the master of our group, he got his highest belt after 30 years of training. So,
Very
yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so that's me in my capoeira uniform after a class,
Mm-hmm.
feeling all sweaty. So I'm with a different group now. The group that I was with before isn't around in Calgary that much anymore. So this is a different group.
Very cool. So you still do it ongoing basis?
I do still do it, but not at the level that I did then. When I was training then, for that 8 years, I was training 5 to 6 days a week.
Wow.
But my schedule doesn't allow, unfortunately. Well,
Yeah.
maybe fortunately and unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I had the advantage then of doing it with the kids, and so I could take them with me, and we were able to still be together. Their schedules have changed. My schedule has changed. So I do it now, but definitely not at the level that I was at before.
Yeah, great photo here. I love the black background. Very what's the word? Very striking.
Thank you.
And this works for fitness, but it also could work for for speaking and training, and so it's a very versatile photo shot. Very cool.
Thank you.
Now, I think that might be the last photo in this series here. Thank you for sharing that, Robin. And I wanted to kind of bring up your website. You also have your own website. I want to bring that up, and I want to maybe hear a little bit about that if you would like to kind of share a little bit about that. Yeah, tell us
I
about
love my website.
this.
It was hard work making this website, but I'm very, very proud of it now. So it has a little about my speaking. The primary purpose of the website is the fitness page, and what you're not seeing right now is my conference page. So I do, since COVID, run online fitness conferences for fitness professionals so that they can get we have a requirement of getting what are called CECs, continuing education credits,
Right.
to maintain our certifications. So when all the live events crashed, a lot of instructors were left without any CECs. So I held our first one on August 30th, and it was very successful. We had multiple presenters. We did a full 1 day. It was a very long day, but it was 1 day, and we had such great attendance to that conference, live attendance, and then we had recordings for people afterwards as well. The fitness page was starting as a fitness from home page, which is now very popular in sort of everywhere. I've shifted slightly. It will still be that, but in the initial stages, I was doing all of the filming and I was doing all of the sort of content with the team of instructors that I had built. But I am shifting slightly so that instructors can use the platform of O'Grady Fitness to do their own classes wherever they are. Previously, I would have them come to my location. We would film everything, but now they can film from home. They can film from their own studios. They can film from anywhere, and then you will find those instructors on O'Grady Fitness. So that pivot is just happening right now.
That's fantastic and so exciting. And you have a vision for seizing the opportunity. COVID, as bad as it is, and it is very bad. Don't get any of us wrong. It is. I mean, it is unprecedented, as they say. But nonetheless, it also means it creates different opportunities that otherwise would not have been created, or would not have been possible, or would not have been as relevant, or as easy, or as so those of us who sees that side of any big challenge like COVID are very busy doing what we can to again contribute positively to the situation, right?
Yeah. Well, and you read in my bio that I walk my talk, and so with my mindset clients, one of the biggest things that I talk to them about is not being frozen in fear. So the people who are the most successful in the world, the people who do the things that they, and I don't define success by the richest or the, that's not what I mean. The most successful in getting the things that they need for them to be the best person they can be. The people who achieve that, the people who do that, are the ones who get up after they fall. The ones who see fear, but take the opportunity to get education, to seek information, to find guidance, so that the fear is a little bit further away, and then they can actually take a step forward. I think a lot of times when we become frozen or we become caught is because we don't have enough information, or we haven't taken the time to plan. We haven't taken the time. Instead, we sort of suck ourselves in, and we wrap a blanket around us, and we get all comfortable and cozy in that blanket, but we're not satisfied, we're not happy, we're not finding the things that we need in life. So if I'm going to ask that from them, I have to do that too. So you have to plan, you have to bring up, I always say, if you're standing on the edge of a cliff and you're about to jump into the water, the best thing you can do in that situation is bring the water a little bit closer. And you can do that by getting information, by planning ahead, by finding support, using your community. And you'll see one of the other pictures I think that you've got there. One of the communities that I have is a mom community. So I have on Facebook, it's called Mom Squad. It's an group on Facebook that anybody can come into. And I work with my girlfriend. We do Bali Moms on the Go. I dance Bollywood with her. And so we do a lot of videos about these sorts of things, is find a community, bring yourself into that community so you have support. Even if you don't maybe have some at home or at your workplace, there's always somewhere that you can go to find a community for yourself.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now you mentioned a photo. Is it one of the photos that flashed by earlier when I?
I don't think so. It's me in a very sparkly costume with another girl with dark hair. I don't know if you see that one.
Dark hair. Let me just see.
I think she's wearing a red hat.
Oh yeah. I thought we had.
Did that one come up before? Yeah.
I thought we might have had it, but let's bring it in here and let's touch on it here, my friend, and let's see if. Okay. You know what? I think it's actually back here. So if I go back here, and we get to enjoy this again the second time around here. You know what it was? I started from the middle and I didn't go the other way. So here's, yes. So we actually, I'm going to bring it back in here.
Awesome. There she is. So this is my friend Sonia. And so all the moms out there, we have Bali Moms on the Go and we have the Mom Squad. And, we dance together. That's why we are dressed the way we are in this picture. This isn't just us going for lunch, although we probably would.
Is that a uniform there? I see everything's matching. The hat is the only.
We were doing I believe that was a Canada Day last year. We were doing a Canada Day performance with my Bollywood group.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
I mean, look at that. The shirt and the kind of I want to say jacket, but that
it's a little jacket. Yeah, it's a little bolero, and then the outfit is actually full length costume.
Oh, nice. And very very sparkly as well. So definitely showtime kind of attire.
Yeah, that's right. Not going to the grocery store. That's my pup. Isn't she gorgeous?
Yes.
Her name is Dixie. She's an Alaskan Malamute.
Yeah, I was going to say Alaskan, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there you go. So this is the full costume that you're seeing in that other picture.
Yes.
And this is at one of our Bollywood performances.
Wow. This could be a scene from a movie, an international movie.
We think we're pretty famous, Dune.
Pretty cool.
I'll invite you the next time we have a performance.
There you go.
You might recognize some people in this picture.
I absolutely do. And I recognize that room as well at the Blackfoot.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Blackfoot Inn.
So after one of the CAPS meetings, we did a Bollywood fitness class. And all these lovely people stayed and joined me.
I see you have your headset mic on there, and you were not only dancing but talking and basically guiding at the same time. That's a lot of energy jumping around while talking. I know that's not easy. You got to be in good shape.
So this was just a little bit about the conference that I held. So we talked about that a little bit. There will be another one coming up on November 1st and
Yeah,
it's primarily for fitness professionals.
love it, love it. Yeah, you got so many irons in the fire, so many balls in
Yeah.
the air, so many different things that you pursue and execute. So wow, hosting conferences as well, online at that. So that's a bit of a new and learning experience, I'm sure.
I have a very incredible husband as well. So I want to give him some props because the technology side of doing this all online is not my specialty. I can organize anything, but the actual sort of putting it on he did a lot of that for me.
Now,
And so I didn't have to hire anybody.
there you go. In the interest of recognition, tell me your husband's spelling, name, first name and last name, so I can type it up on the screen here
Oh
for
yeah,
everyone.
it's Galen, Galen,
Yeah.
and then same last name, O'Grady.
All right, so here we go.
Yeah.
And then we go.
Yay, Galen.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to put this on this mode here, my friend. So give me a second to go ahead and make that happen. And uh, I'm going to switch gear a little bit. Do you have a highlight of your career journey, a story where you say that was the really memorable highlight? And I might not be the best highlight, but maybe the one that you think of right now. So, I mean, if I ask you that tomorrow and next week, might be a different one. But do you have one right now that you want to share a story with?
Yeah, that's a hard one, too. Um, I would say I'll speak for my presenting career. That moment that I talked about where I got up on stage and helped that presenter finish his session. That was a highlight last year, going to the UK to be able to present at that conference was incredible. What a great moment. And you know what, joining CAPS was a big deal for me as well. I really wanted to find a community of speakers that was not necessarily just fitness, because I have that community, which is very important to me as well. But coming into CAPS, I got to meet, all of you and this incredible community of speakers that speak on everything. And how cool is that there are so many people and industries and, there's so many people out there who just want to help other people in whatever way that they can in their own expertise. I think that's so special, and I really enjoyed that process. I will be on the board this next year as the membership coordinator, so I'm really loving that as well. I would say that's a big
Congratulations and thank you. Thank you. Awesome. I joined CAPS back in 2010, March 2010, and I've been to every convention ever since. Every convention, I would book my calendar a year and a half in advance and block it out so there's no client meetings or client commitments and whatnot. I just go there. And now this year is going to be online, I understand, and then next year it's going to be in Calgary, as was planned for this year.
That's right.
Yeah, but next year will be in person, we hope, in Calgary, always in December. So that's December 2021 is still a way away, but
It's
December
really
2020, I understand there'll be an online event this year.
That's what I heard. Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
So we'll have to do, we'll have to do the virtual hugs because if you know anything about CAPS, we love hugging for some strange reason, and I'm a hugger, so we're all good. So tell us. I'm going to flip the coin a little bit. Tell us, do you have a kind of a bit of a low point in your career journey with a story behind it that you like to share? Anything that you feel comfortable with sharing in this public forum here? We all have high points and low points. I'm wondering if one comes to mind, a story of.
Sure. I mean, it's just the nature, especially when you're sort of working entrepreneurially. There is low points, and we don't always share them, like I think a lot of times people, and that's maybe a challenge of the industry, because maybe we need to hear more about the places where things went wrong. I think that's great that you're asking.
If I could just interject for a moment,
Yeah.
imagine you know that story and that movie and that book and whatever, Cinderella. Imagine Cinderella if at the beginning of the movie she was already extremely rich and happily married and blah blah blah. There would not be a story, right? So
That's
the story
right.
has to have that, kind of dip down, a bit of a roller coaster. Entrepreneurship and careers in general will experience that. And thank you for sharing the low point as an example here.
Yeah, yeah. I mentioned that I was with Spality for 15 years before, and I feel as though my leaving there was not as positive as I would normally reach out to try to be. And it was a new ownership, new company came in, and there was a huge sort of clash of what I consider a clash of values.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed there. And I don't want to sort of say anything negative about anybody in particular. It just was, we didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
Really, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And and I stayed for too long.
Yeah.
I stayed for too long. I should have exited sooner, and it would have been cleaner, and it could have been nicer.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I tried really hard as I left to just just leave, which
Mm-hmm.
is very hard to do when you've been somewhere for so long, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wish that could have gone better.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, when I look back, as always, I can
Mm-hmm.
see places where I could have done better. And that's all I can focus on, because
You bet.
that's the only thing I have any control over is what I can do.
Yeah.
So that helps me grow and know for next time. So I would say that was a real low point for me. I miss a lot of things and people from that place, but that was a necessary thing for my wellness, for my health.
Yeah. When the story wants to end, don't belabor the story.
That's the thing, and it's sort of the same thing I always repeat to myself, is that when someone shows you who they are,
Mm-hmm.
believe them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because often we try to put more into something that is actually right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. So just listen, pay attention, and then take action.
Yeah. Again, back to the instinct, and based on following what you already know. And intellectually, we try to talk ourselves out of what we already know.
Yeah. Our gut is like screaming, listen, and then our brain is trying to, there's a lot of justification going on, and we really try to do that. So it's pretty interesting, actually, as part of just human nature. I find that very fascinating.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, just for fun, would you mind if I go and hunt for that video of you doing that on top of the ball thing? I don't recall if it was on your personal page or was it on
I think it was on Instagram. Maybe it was on Facebook.
It was on Facebook. I just saw it not too long ago.
Okay, I'm gonna hunt for it also.
Yeah. So
we can look for it together.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
So I'll tell you about it while we're looking.
Yeah.
So those at my work,
mm-hmm.
I drive them crazy because I have so much energy. As a director, my job requires a lot of office time, a lot of sitting time. And as I told you earlier, that's really not my favorite, not my specialty. And so they tease me that I can sit for half an hour. That's really what they are teasing me about all the time. And so I always want to play. So I'm always finding ways to play at work, and I make them do it with me. I make them do cartwheels and play with the ball. And that's what we were doing this day, is we were playing with the ball, and we had a hula hoop with us as well. So I wanted to see if I could hula hoop on the ball. And I can. That's the fun thing, is I actually was successful.
Yeah. I think it was on your page and not your personal profile. So I'm gonna go and hunt for you for that.
I'm still looking too. I'm pretty sure it's stories as well. So I'm looking at my stories to see if it was in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it might be on my O'Grady Fitness page. You're right.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. but we can multitask. Well, you can multitask better than I can multitask based on what I know. But so
Oh my gosh.
we're gonna try and multitask here. Was it on
Okay.
your? Yeah. There's a prize for who we have a contest going on for
We have a
who.
contest. Who can find
Yeah,
it
who will find that video first?
All right, I'm going to the O'Grady Fitness page. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going there too. I'm right
Oh,
after
I
you.
found it. I found it.
Okay, where is it?
It
You
is on the O'Grady
won.
Fitness page under videos.
Okay, there you go. Under videos. Yeah.
And it's on Facebook on the
Yeah.
O'Grady Fitness page. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, well, let me just make sure. Let me sure that I'm actually on the right page. Could you tell me if this is the correct page?
Let me see here. Nope, that's not it. Go Robin O'Grady Fitness.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. There's another O'Grady Fitness. Look at that.
Yeah. So right here.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
the one. That's me. There's my face.
There
and then
you
go
go.
to videos. You should be able to find it there under
Yeah.
video.
So videos. Here we go.
Should be the first one.
Yeah. So it is just loading
all
here.
the viewers out there, this is now a challenge. You gotta give it a go.
There you go. So this is the one right here. Okay.
Yeah, this is the one.
Let me just cue it up here 1 second. I want to make it full screen.
Okay.
And just give me a second. It is full screen, and I want to start from beginning, and I want to make sure that the sound is on because here we go. Tell us anything. Where was this? Right.
This is in the front of our club, so like
Okay.
I can see this area right here outside the office.
Here we go. Let's listen to it. Oh wow! Yeah.
I think it's pretty impressive.
You know, it was so short.
That I had my mask on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I see that. Yeah, your mask is on. It was so short. Let's watch it again.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
So for the record, those of you watching and listening, I am a nutball. This is pretty much an everyday occurrence at our work.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's
so funny.
Yep. So I wanted to make sure I ask you this question, and that question is: so Robin, when I reach out and say, "Hey, Robin, would you like to chat for an hour and a bit?" and you said yes, were there areas or aspects that you want to talk about that we haven't gotten to yet, my friend?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all. You know, like you said, I've got a lot of irons in the fire, but I think that we've talked about everything.
Cool.
Good job, Dune.
Well, I want to make sure because time. We've been on here an hour and a bit already. Time just flies when you're having fun, hey?
It really does. Yeah, it really, really does.
Yeah. So folks can find you on the internet through, again, your website and your Facebook page and all that kind of stuff. And all of the link there is in the advertising poster, as well as I'll put it in the video here as well. Folks, feel free to share this video if you want to share this with your friends. Feel free to share it. And so let's kind of round the corner on wrapping this up. There's no rush on my part. I don't have a client meeting right after this, so we're good. But and if you don't have an immediate need to go right away, let's sort of slowly wrap it up. Not quickly, but slowly. Is that okay?
Okay, sure.
So I wanted to hear from you your perspective on what do you think post-COVID looks like for maybe 3 areas. One is the fitness industry. And then another one is the speaking industry, speaking/training. And then the third is just in general. So what are your sentiments around post-COVID? What does that look like? Any comments at all? There's no right or wrong. It's just your take on it at this moment in time.
I think everybody's thinking about it. You know, it's sort of one of those things. Someone said to me yesterday, like, I've had it. Like, I feel you. So the new normal, I guess, is really what it's the question is what is that going to be? So for the fitness industry, I think that the cool thing is that the cleanliness of the facilities that you've been going to is going to be enhanced. I mean, that's never going to change because we cannot now slide back from a level of cleanliness that we've been able to reach. You know, we can see now that it's attainable to get that level of sanitization or disinfection. So you'll be able to feel much more comfortable going into those facilities as far as that's concerned, I think. And then but I, as I said, I think online fitness will always be a thing, especially with the access that we have to online things now. But I think bricks and mortar will still be very important to fitness. So I am hoping that that doesn't shift or change. For the speaking world, do you know, I think it's very similar. I feel the same way. I think that online sessions are going to be available always. I don't think that's going to go away, but is it going to, and I guess that's the question for speaking, is online going to become the majority of talks, the majority of keynotes, the majority of workshops and that sort of thing? I don't think so. I think people really love a live event. And so I think that online will be maybe more than it was before COVID, but I think live events, as soon as they're possible, are going to be coming back hugely. And I hope so. I need people. And then as a community, what I'm most fascinated about is the kids. I think adults, I don't think much is actually going to change for adults that are already adults. I think what's going to be very interesting to watch is what shifts in the next generation's behaviors as they come into this next thing. You know, if you go back, the generation, people always talk about millennials and baby boomers, and you know, if you go back in time over and over and over again, these sorts of behaviors sort of repeat themselves again and again and again. So where depression generation would be maybe baby boomers and then whatever is before the baby boomers, how their behaviors, I think it's going to be very interesting to see if our kids' behaviors mimic some of their kids in the way of like holding on to things, saving things, you know, being extra, cleaning and that sort of thing. It's going to be a very interesting science experiment.
Yeah. In other words, things will never be the same again, and that's you know, that's just the way life is. The way life is, change is just part of life, and we can't undo the fact that there was a World War I. We can't undo the fact that there was a World War II, and we can't undo the fact that there was a COVID thing, and you know, it will always be in the context for and then how people kind of react to it is going to be different in different groups.
What I hope for my kids is that resilience becomes a big quality of that generation.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that. And, you know, I just wanted to add that, you know, there's the in-person events, and then there's the online or your virtual events, but there's also the hybrid. And interestingly enough, we have seen and experienced hybrid for years and decades, you know. How do we experience hockey games? Well, hockey games are played at the arena, but there's a whole bunch of people watching from home, right? How do we experience concerts? Well, there's a whole bunch of people at the concert arena, but the whole bunch of people maybe watch from home. And so how do we experience David Letterman as a talk show? You know, there's in studio audience as well as the broad. And so what COVID has done is that it has proven to us that technology has come far enough that the, you know, folks who are much less full of cash and you know, not CBS and not big organizations can do hybrid events if we wanted to. And I think that will just open a whole bunch of new innovations that are frankly repeat of things that already existed before, but really at a lower access point, you know, less barrier to entry, I think.
Yeah, that's such a great way to look at it. And we had the AGM for one of the boards that I'm on for the kids' school, and that was one of the things that we talked about is next year, would we have a hybrid, where we invite everyone to come to the AGM in person, but there's an option to attend online.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In other words, our world of the real world and the virtual world has now intermingled in ways that it has never before. My sons use the terms like augmented reality.
Oh, nice.
Augmented reality has been around for a while. It's in games and whatnot, gaming, whatnot, and
Yeah.
it's a term that has all kinds of connotation. But I brought it up as an example of how some of the young people are kind of seeing that, terms like augmented reality. But so thank you so much for your time, Robin, and hope you enjoy the conversation. And I know our viewers who watch live as well as in the recorded version will be able to take some nuggets and some inspiration and some perspective from your thoughts that you've shared. And best wish was your continued journey on working on so many fronts and quite successfully so. And I know it's a lot of hard work, and I'm glad that your husband is able to be on the same journey with you on some of this work. And let's bring up his name again just to acknowledge him here. There we go. And I'm so happy that you're part of CAPS, and that's a organization that we both have quite a heart for. And we'll again wish you nothing but continued success on your journey, my friend.
Thank you. You too. And thank you so much for inviting me. This has been great.
Yeah. Well, folks, you have been listening to Robin O'Grady of Robin O'Grady Fitness, and or just simply O'Grady Fitness, and she also works at what is it? The Big Sky Fitness as well, as a director there, and she does all kinds of stuff, as you heard there. As if she doesn't have enough. Kind of things to do, and but you have a lot of energy, and so folks, please, if you have questions for Robin, please ask in the comments section there, and she'll be able to respond to it offline there after the show. And until we meet again, folks, take good care of yourself, take good care of one another, and again, thank you so much, Robin.
Thank you.